Coach Cam made this shit.
I'm Brenden Kron. This is Rex, and welcome to Jammin with Kron Rex. Did you know?
That's supposedly. And Jammin is not responsible for anything you see here. Do not try any of this at home. Apparently, you can bite through the tip of your finger as easily as you can a carrot. But your mind, just basically is like, hey, dude, don't do that.
Do you believe it?
I really don't. I really don't, because, since then, I have bit down on my finger hard as fucking shit for unrelated reason. But I seriously did, because I was sitting there just, I was doing this, a while to where there was, deep indents on my fucking finger. And I was like, wait, what's the best case scenario? That I prove that it's right? And I'm just missing my fucking fingertip?
If you prove it's right, it also means that your brain didn't tell you, oh, that's your finger.
It's just like, hey, man. Well, if I trick my mind and, stack a carrot on top of my finger so all I see is the carrot, and it's just like, oh, dude, go for it. It's a carrot. It's like, oh, fuck, that's your finger, man. What are you doing?
You just paint your finger orange.
Just dress it up. It's just like, oh, I'm just going to pick this carrot up. But yeah, I don't know. I've tried that multiple times, but then also at some point somebody's had to bite their finger off, and they're like, dude, you bit your fucking finger off? There was like, yeah, dude, I thought it was a fucking carrot. It was really fucking easy.
How hard was it?
Exactly the same. I didn't know until I saw my finger on the ground. But yeah, I mentioned that at school the other day to one of to this guy that sits beside me, and he thought about it really hard. It was just because I just said the fingertip, and he was like, because I was just telling him pretty much what I just said about how stupid I've been about trying to do that until my mind kind of, I guess, has a delayed reaction. It's like, hey, do it your fucking finger. And he was like, well, it would just grow back. I was like, dude, you're not a fucking starfish. I was like, you know what? I hesitated saying something because I was like, dude, I really do want to see how far I can push this guy. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, over time, I'm sure it'd probably grow back. I'm like, dude, you're not like a fucking lizard that just lost its tail. It would heal, but I don't think you're fully forming your fucking finger.
That man's never seen a single person without a finger.
He's just like, they just all grow back, right? He's like, because surely to God, I haven't known somebody at some point that lost a finger and it just regenerated like an octopus. But I don't know. Sometimes I do get in those weird little moods where I'm like,
just want to eat your finger.
Right? I get a little munchy. But I'm like, dude, I want to see how far I can push this guy. So I was like, I do want to somewhat see how much ignorance is bliss and how much ignorance can be just absolutely dangerous. And I'm like, you know what, man, this might be my supervillain origin story, but I want to see if I can make this dude eat his hand off of his own free will. So I haven't seen him since then, and I see him again tomorrow at school, so I'll keep y'all posted. Yeah. I'll tell you, I'll give y'all a finger count on that guy. But, when I see him, I'll just be like, hey, man, I figured you would have made some progress by this one now. And he'd be like, oh, man, I'm trying. I'm trying to bite my finger, man. I'm like, all right, I'll give you a couple more days.
It's a little harder than I thought it'd be.
So we'll try warm it up. Eat a couple carrots. And then, just paint your finger. But
also, did someone, try it back to back? Someone just bit through their finger, or I guess someone else's finger, and then just immediately had a carrot and did it and was like, same, exact same.
I never thought about it being someone else's finger. And for some reason that's a lot darker to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously that one's probably not as full of consent as biting your own finger off. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how a lot of these studies happen. And
I think they just be bullshitting.
Yeah.
I think they're just like, I don't know, sounds right. They're like, yeah, sure.
Well, what if I'm being played? And like some dickbag who just like posted a random, maybe not even true fact, was just like, you know what? I want to see how far I can push some random dude.
Source, I made it up.
Trust me, bro. But yeah, because I'm sitting here talking like I'm some like villainous genius. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this dude, bite his hand off. Meanwhile, some dude probably sitting in like Wyoming's is like, man, I wonder how many people have tried to bite their fucking finger off because of that post I made a few years back.
So if you look up, can you bite through? The first thing that comes up is your finger like a carrot. And
yeah, I've been looking up a lot. I've been running up those fucking numbers.
There's YouTube videos on it. There's articles on it.
Are any of them like okay, yeah? I was wanting to see if any of them are just like, let's test this out. Like, I want the Good Mythical Morning episode of them just trying out random experiments, and they just bite through their own goddamn fingers live on camera. But yeah,
I don't want to read a whole damn article for it, but
yeah,
there's a lot of studies on it apparently.
Well, we can skip all that if you just bite your finger off live on camera.
I got a little.
It's either that or you read an entire article.
I vote no to both.
I told my wife about this, and she
just bit her finger off right there.
Yeah, just bit her entire finger off. But no, she looked at me like I was like a psychopath for because in all fairness, I did bite down extremely hard on my finger in front of her. Like,
see, it's way harder than it
like, yeah, like I was holding my finger captive, and I was like, see, and she was like, stop, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of a dangerous guy in certain doses. Like, in that same breath, I was telling her, like, me and the guys in class were also talking about like weird, violent urges that we have, and I really wanted to test the waters with you because I didn't know if this was like a guy thing.
Okay.
But like, cause you know of at least some of the weird urges I've had, like when we was on acid and I wanted to scoop my eyeball out just to kind of see what would happen. Because like, not as so much as like in the pain factor, but I was just like, because like nothing really changes, you know, like nobody like, I don't even know if you get disability for that because you're just losing a eye.
You wear an eye patch.
See, that's pretty cool.
You have no depth perception?
Yeah.
Perception?
Yeah. So
that would change.
I'm really not a good driver already.
I think driving gets a little tougher.
I mean, for the people around me. For me, I think it pretty much stays the same. I think I drive without depth perception already. I am not good on the brakes, but like, because I told her about that, and I'm like, you never just have like a weird, just like crazy urge to be like it's completely silent in an office or something. You're like, what if I just stood up and smacked somebody with this computer?
I don't think I go to that extreme, but I think like
okay, because that was like,
well, no. I just mean like whenever it's like dead silent, it's like, what if I just like made a loud noise? Maybe not just like jumped up and just smacked the absolute shit out of someone with a computer.
maybe I physically assault somebody. Yeah, but just caused a little commotion.
Yeah, that is caused a lot of commotion.
Yeah, it is somewhat of commotion. Well, because like I don't know, in those scenarios, I always wonder. I'm like, how would people respond?
Yeah.
And not to underplay the weird urge I just had and maybe be like, oh, well, this guy just really likes to do social experiments. Like, no, I'm a lunatic. Yeah. And I genuinely just want to know firsthand, like, because, like, I don't know what I would do if somebody just stood, like, a completely normal guy. Like, nobody had any thoughts that this guy was capable of it and just stood up and just fucking smacked the shit out of somebody. You're like,
I never think of that end. Like, whenever, like, I'm in a scenario and I'm like, man, I wonder what would happen if I did this.
Yeah.
I never think of, what if someone else did that? What would I do? And that thought process never goes through my head. It's always like...
You're always the dude with the knife in the scenarios.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't give anybody else that power.
I'm the guy with the computer in hand smacking somebody, not getting smacked.
But I always wonder that because, like in this scenario, like, say you're in the office and you do that, what if you just, like, sat back down? Because, like, you know...
I assume eventually shit starts to happen.
And eventually, it would probably, like, 5 seconds. Because, like, I always wonder... Like, you know how, like, with babies, like, a fucking baby will just fall over? Mm-hmm. and then you hit it with the computer. No. And then, like, they'll turn and look at you, and, like, you're supposed to not go, like, oh, are you okay? Like, what happened? Hear me out. I was like, because I know completely different scenarios we're talking about.
I'm waiting this one out. I can't wait.
But, like...
I like where this is heading.
But, like, if that... You know, if you don't make that reaction, the baby's really not supposed to, like, think anything happened unless it's, like, actually hurt.
Yeah.
And to the same degree, like, if you just walk up to a baby and go, like, oh, my God, are you okay? It'll start crying for, like, no fucking reason. But, like, what if you got everybody in that office to kind of agree to not do anything? And you hit this guy with a computer, and then you just sit back down with the same fucked up computer and just keep typing, and everybody else just doesn't blink.
Yeah.
And he, like, what does he do?
One person looks over, oh, are you okay?
Get him. They fucked the experiment up.
You're next.
But, like, what do you do?
If I'm the one getting smacked upside the head,
Yeah.
I would hope that I'm out. Because if not, it kind of like, that's a bad hit.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine me sitting at the desk, chilling like this. You stand up and just, with all your might, smack the piss out of me with that computer, and I just stand right back up.
Well, yeah, because I think immediately I would look around and be like, am I in the wrong here?
Something fall? What happened?
Your computer just fall out of the ceiling now? Because, like, that's got to be one of the most disorienting things, like, because you're pissed off and, like, assuming you go at the guy and, like, say something to him, and he's just like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And everybody else is just like, hey, man, you really need to calm down. You're like, what the fuck?
I'm calling a preacher, and I'm getting that man checked to see if he was possessed in that moment.
I don't know. I
getting an exorcism put on him immediately.
And everybody else, like, this dude just getting exercised.
And everybody else is just... Another day at the office.
Yeah. Tuesday, man. What else was going to happen? But I don't know. I have those weird thoughts, like, all the time.
Okay, what's another? A little step up.
Okay.
Because you said that was the low ball.
Okay, yeah. Because, like, I work in a field with a lot of heavy equipment, like, specifically, like, pipe wrenches and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, a dude will just be in the middle of a conversation, and I'm like, I don't know if you've ever just, like, played around with shit, like, as if it was a weapon. Like, if you ever, like, we don't have anything pencil-like. If you have anything, like, pencil-like, and you're, like, just, like, fucking swinging around like that. I think of that, but, like, as a weapon. And, like, so I'll just, like, hold the pipe wrench in, like, different weapon positions.
You're holding it, like...
Yeah, like, I'm holding it, like... I think one of my favorite stances I'll take is, like, I'll have it like this, and it's just, like, going down the length of my forearm, and it's like I elbow him, but I have a pipe wrench in my hand. But my elbow is a pipe wrench. So I'm just like, man, that'd be, like, kind of cool to use as a weapon, you know, just, like, fucking hit him like that. And then, like, he'll be like, so what do you think? And I'm like, what'd you just say? Sorry, I've been thinking about violently assaulting you for the past couple minutes. And it's, like, not even people that I don't like. Like, it's just, I don't know, sometimes I'm just like, you know, I just fuck around sometimes, you know?
Just fuck around sometimes.
Yeah, just fuck around sometimes. And I told my wife that, and she was like, that is fucking horrifying. And she's like, have you ever done that with me? And I'm like, no. I was like, no, not really. I was like, you know, but, like, with guys, I'm like, man, I really
No,
wonder.
not really, but, like, all the time. No.
Well, because, like, there's just, like, certain things, like,
Yeah.
we have a nunchuck in this house.
No.
Nunchuck? None or numb? Either one of those are wild, right? I'm really hoping it's nunchuck. I don't know how you spell it, so.
I think it's none. N-U-N.
That's hilarious.
C-H-A-K-U.
What'd you say? Sorry, I was thinking about assaulting.
That's the name you meant nunchuck. N-U-N-C-H-A-K-U.
A-K-U. Doesn't sound like Chuck. I was really hoping it was just N-U-N-C-H-U-C-K.
That also pops up.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
That just sounds like nunchaku.
And maybe it is. But that's what comes up first when you look up nunchucks.
But, like, yeah, we have a pair of nunchakus in the house. And realistically, we're never going to use it.
Realistically.
Yeah, because I mean, like, what's going to happen? Like, somebody breaks in the house and you're like, babe, stay here. I'm going to go get the nunchucks. You just run out into here, and I think they're in the closet. But, like, realistically, you're never going to use it. I want to use those. And, like, you'd be like, yeah, you could hit it, like, on a fucking, like, dummy or something. But, like, no, I want to hit it on a person.
Someone broke in. The only thing that, like, I have in my room would be the wooden katana.
Dude, you know how bad that would suck to be beat to death with a wooden katana? Essentially a baseball bat with a handle.
Yeah. So that'd be my weapon of defense.
Dude, you know how fucking funny that would be? If, like, somebody broke in and it's, like, dark as shit in the hallway, and I see you at one end and him at the other end, and it's just pitch black, so all he sees is you holding a katana. He doesn't know what material it's made out of, but he's just like, I don't want to test this. Like,
well, think about it even more. I got the katana, and then you're walking out of this room with the nunchucks.
Yeah.
They're just like, what the fuck did I do?
Into the last samurai's house. This is the breeding ground of samurais.
Yeah,
but no, I also have, like, Batman ninja stars.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, and, like, I want to use them, you know? And, like, I didn't buy those just to, like, fucking sit around and...
Fuck around.
Yeah, I want to fuck around a little with them. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I remember my mom said she was always worried about me growing up because, like, I had a bunk bed growing up. And I legitimately slept in the room by myself every night because, like, my sister had her own room. So really no reason why I had a bunk bed either. But, like, I would lay on the bottom, like, futon, and I would, like, stab the mattress. And I felt like that's why it's important to mention that nobody was up there. I wasn't just giving...
Your older sibling just...
Ow. Just getting sketchy acupuncture from their 8-year-old brother. It's like, ow, stop it. But I would just sit there and just, like, fucking stab at it. And then, like, they would come into my room and, like, they would also see the Kleenex box. Because I would just, like, set the Kleenex box up at an angle on the other side of the room, and I would just take the knife and just fucking chuck it across the room. Like, the room was this size of room, so it was probably, like, 10 by 10 by 10, or whatever. Or I think I said way too many numbers here. I think it was just, wait, that's definitely less than 10 foot, right? Yeah, I can touch it just standing. Yeah. So, like, 10 by 10.
Maybe we're, like, 7 foot tall.
Maybe we just don't know we grew overnight. Yeah, I would just line it up over there and just fucking chuck knives at it all day. And my mom would come into the room mid-chuck and be like, Roy, that's like the 6th box of titties went through this week. And I didn't know it was because you were stabbing them. And I was just like, yeah, you know, like... I don't know. I mean, what else do you expect when a kid starts collecting pocket knives?
Yeah.
What do you want them to do with it? Like, one of the coolest things that I think I ever owned was a pocket, like a pocket hatchet. Like, it was a hatchet this big that just fucking folded up poorly. But it folded up and it was like a little hatchet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I also had a pocket, like, harpoon.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure harpoons are pretty much just used on whales. But, yeah, I had one pocket size, so, like, if a whale ever came to the surface, I could just fucking stab it and pull it to the surface real quick. I don't do good on, like, morning dolphin watches.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Just swimming with the dolphins, I'm just...
Pocket harpoon in their ass.
Like, God damn, where'd you get that harpoon from? Pocket size, buddy.
No, I don't think I go to that extreme, I will say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
The more I talk, the more I kind of realize that, yeah, like, it's a little outlandish. Because, like, when I first started, I was like, I feel like other guys do this, but then I was like, I think I'm losing a lot of guys.
I think I'm losing my fucking mind.
Yeah, I think I lost a lot of our audience that are also, like, not Andrew Tate listeners. I feel like everybody who's, like, diehard Andrew Tate fans are like, yeah, dude, I do that all the fucking time. Then I hop in my Hummer. Just fucking throw my pocket harpoon out my Hummer all day.
You know how people, like, drive and, like, swing baseball bats at, like, mailboxes? Have you heard of that? You're just shooting the fucking harpoon at it.
Like fucking 90s movies.
Yeah.
Like Little Rascals and shit.
I know people who've done it.
Are the people that driving or the people that also have the baseball bat?
That's fucking hilarious. No,
They're just lonely, but also just fucking like villains.
That's hilarious to me. Just trying to drive while also trying to bat down mailboxes.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, more likely than not, you're just going to run over the mailbox that you're trying to hit, and you're like, fuck, I want to hit it with a baseball bat. But like, see, even that's just like weird, like kind of violent things that like when you talk about it out loud, you're like, that's weird.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of a weird thing you just did, but you're just like, I don't know, man. Like, as a guy, we just kind of need outlets, and some of that is just actual physical violence. But that's why I always like the, what was that fucking, man, I keep wanting to say Ninja Warrior. The Deadliest Warrior?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, not American Ninja Warrior. But,
both shows, but very different.
Yeah, but like in the Deadliest Warrior, where they had like that mannequin that was supposed to be like human, and they would just fucking commit atrocities to this thing, and I was like, dude, I want like 20 of those. Like I was like, I wonder where you could like buy them in bulk and not get questioned by anybody.
What do you look up to find one?
Most human accurate mannequin. That's good for stabbing. Because that's very important.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really... I don't want to look up what you said, so I'm not thinking I'm going to find it.
It's actually just covered the mic on my phone as you saying it. It's gotta be like the coolest weapon, so is right, like a ninja star, like one that you can like pull out like a fucking Beyblade, and like it has like the button, and it's just like. Tsh.
Is that the coolest weapon? I think a mace is pretty cool.
A mace,
the ball and chain.
Oh yeah, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, like cool wise, it's got to be up there.
It's gotta be really impractical.
Yeah, it's gotta fucking suck,
dude. You just reminded me of this. I had a makeshift one of those. Like, I DIY'd a fucking mace when I was a kid. Because my dad gave me one of those shitty silver necklaces growing up. So, obviously, I tied it in a big fucking monkey fist-like thing. And I tied it around, like, a branch. And I had, like, don't get me wrong, the ball was only, like, that fucking big. But it was, like, just solid metal. And I had just a makeshift one of those. And I would just be, like, running around outside, just fucking smacking trees with it and shit. It fucked me up pretty bad because it would, obviously bounce back pretty hard and just hit me.
I found it.
What, a mace?
No.
How much is it?
Do you want full body, torso,
Obviously.
Just the head?
I feel like that's kind of psychotic to just get the torso, right? Wait, this is all weird.
Full body?
Yeah.
Okay. Male or female? They're the same price, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah, you can pick.
Yo, male.
How much you think? $600. This is from Ballistics Dummy Lab. It is oddly 95% atomically correct.
95% human flesh.
It has organs and bones replica. 7 foot tall, 215 pounds.
I didn't know I was going to be practicing on Yao Ming.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, here, you can look at it. It's actually like super...
Oh, no, well, does it stand up? Or do I have to like...
It's got feet. And it's 95% accurate, and it's...
Yeah, but for it to stand, it would have to have like a rod going through its body.
It has bones.
Yeah, but that's not the only reason we stand.
What do you mean? What else does it? I don't know.
Call my bluff right now.
So you're going 600 still after looking at it?
Well, I mean, does it bleed? Because like I know in the Deadliest Warrior, like it would fucking bleed.
I don't know. It doesn't say it does.
They had some wild matchups on
Keep
that show.
it cold environment. So it might melt.
That might be an actual human like cadaver.
Yeah, that's kind of fucking weird.
Can you imagine like
it's more than 600, by the way.
God damn it. So I wonder if you would save money if you bought them in bulk. Is it like double? Like over double?
Over double.
God damn, $5,000.
You're a lot closer. A little more.
6,000.
One more.
7?
It's $6,950. So it would be over 7,000 with tax.
God damn. Really don't think that's worth it. I mean, it's definitely not worth it for what I want to do. I would probably just, like, fucking hit it with a nunchuck a few times. But, like, it like, bleeds and everything?
I don't know if it bleeds. It says best if used within 2 to 3 weeks after delivery.
What? Why? Is this an actual human corpse?
I don't think
Because to me,
so.
it's starting to sound like it's going to decay.
Yes. Well, no, not yes to that. Complete skeleton and blood-filled skull. So I'm guessing at least the head bleeds.
Skull?
So it does.
Like, is it actual blood, though? Because that doesn't need to be a thing, right? I don't need it to be actual blood.
Well, no one does. Keep it in cooled environment. Ships within 2 weeks from purchase date.
That'd be crazy. Get that within 2 fucking weeks.
But yeah, he's It doesn't look like it would. Like, I don't see any blood, so I don't think it'll bleed.
Boo. 7 foot fucking tall?
7 foot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is pretty fucking crazy.
That means every fucking episode, they're spending $7,000 on this alone. If they were only using one.
Dude.
They probably had some sponsorship deals and shit like that, but still, that's crazy that just this alone.
Those episodes were fucking wild. Because weren't like some of them like it was like cowboys versus gangsters? And like the gangsters had like fucking Tommy guns. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit, the gangsters win. And they had like...
I like that they were always close.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was always close.
We ran it 100 times. At the 99th one, we finally have our winner. And I'm like, oh, come on. No, you didn't. You had it way before this.
And then they just had like some nerd who's like a gangster expert. He would just come in and be like, well, this is the knife that you... and just fucking stab the thing. I'm like, dude, why'd y'all let the fucking accountant 3 blocks over just come over and claim he's a gangster expert and fucking stab this thing?
They're having a sale on their heads.
How much does it cost?
One's as cheap as $95.
Oh, damn.
No internals, so it's just the head.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to punch
There's
the
a
shit
zombie
out of
one.
that thing. What's the difference?
It looks like a zombie.
Yeah, it does. How much is it?
This one's only $280.
Damn. Yeah, that's just kind of neat, though. You remember they used to, like... I don't know if it was, like, pre or post whenever they got those fucking mannequins, but they, like... I remember specifically, like, on the Samurai one, they had, like, pig bodies stacked up. Like, I think they was seeing how many pigs this guy could just cut through, and I think he cut through, like, 3 pigs. And I was like, I didn't really think much of it at the time. I was like, well, that's pretty fucking wicked. You know what I mean? It's on Spike TV. I was this is exactly what I wanted. But, like, years later, I'm like, wow, I wonder if those pigs, like, died from natural causes, or if they just, like, euthanized them so this samurai... This modern-day samurai could just chop them in fucking half. But that was crazy, though. I mean, 3 bodies?
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, man. I remember, like, the biggest episode they had is whenever they did, like, the vampires versus zombies one.
Yeah.
And, like, because, like, I legitimately, like, cooked a full-course meal, which I was in high school at the time, so that's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, got shit ready. And, of course, it was just, like, some, like, pre-frozen chicken wings and shit, but I was like, I'm going all out on this. I was like, this is a pretty big episode. And I'm pretty sure it was like 3 vampires versus like a dickload of zombies, and the vampires won. Yeah. Like, sorry if that was a spoiler, but I'm
for
like,
anyone that's rewatching the show.
Now that show was my fucking shit growing up. They also had 1,000 Ways to Die, which I don't believe was real. Because, like, there was this guy, like, fucked a raccoon or something, and the raccoon turned around and just, like, yanked his dick off. Yeah. Which I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure somebody, I mean, as we speak, and probably less than 5 miles away is trying to fuck a raccoon. But I just don't know, you know? I just don't know the legitimacy of this. What are you looking up?
Weirdest, deadliest warrior moments, but I can't really find any So I was trying to find more.
There's no way. I would say there's no way it's just like there's zero weird moments in the show.
Yeah, I know. Screen Rant has 10 best fights on the show.
Yeah, dude, they had some really, really fucking badass ones. Like the
number
Aztec
10,
ones.
Vampires vs. Zombies.
Yeah, I really like that one. Because I think that was like the first like fantasy one they did. Because I think all the other ones were like pretty true. And then they would even do like some armies against each other. Like they did like the Waffen SS versus, I can't remember.
Attila the Hun versus Alexander the Great.
Dude, it's hard as shit.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
God, it is hard as shit. I love Alexander the Great. And I think it's even cooler because they're pretty sure he had the last Asian elephant, or I can't remember what region, but he had like the last Asian elephant or something, and it was like his personal elephant that he'd bring into war. And because like whatever he named it was supposed to be, it's like root Roman name or whatever, and that was like the last Asian elephant in existence, and it died in battle with Alexander the Great. Like that's kind of a cool send off.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it was like apparently he really liked the thing. Like it was printed on their money and shit, and by looking at that, they're like, "Holy shit, that looks a lot different than like the other elephants." So he may have legitimately had the last Asian elephant.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty fucking cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I wish I knew more shit like that about people, rather than like if I try to look up something about like Alexander the Great, I feel like I'm gonna get like stereotypical shit.
Yeah, you're gonna get like, oh, he successfully led blank into blank amount of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because like whenever I tell people I really like history, they immediately start off. Well, if they are also into history, because if not, they're just like, dude, I really didn't fucking ask. But if they're like into history, they'll be like, oh, so like in between like the 6th and 7th century and like talking about that. I was like, dude, I don't know like dates and shit. I just know that like I have like a 5% chance of being related to Genghis Khan, or that like Alexander the Great was like a fucking butt pirate back in the day, and nobody really talks about that. It's like I know stuff like that. Like I don't know like the political movements of like the 6th century that led into whatever. Yeah. You know, like I don't know specific dates. I don't know shit. Like I know stuff like the shortest battles in history, which is fucking great. Mm-hmm. Like I'm pretty sure in like South America, they had like a 2-hour war over a soccer game, which is genuinely the most South American shit I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, I don't think anybody died from it. But yeah, they like actually declared war, and it was active for like 2 hours.
That's awesome. That's actually pretty cool, especially since no one died too. Yeah. That's like a pretty cool thing to just. I don't know. It's got to be the least effective war as well.
It's just cool being able to like declare war, you know, because like. There's been like a lot of wars that happen where they've just kind of resolved the issue, but like nobody ceased the war. So like they're still actively in war, but they're not like actually killing each other. They're just like, we still don't really like you. Like we're keeping this door open just in case, like, you know, you do something again.
Fuck around, find out.
Yeah. Even though the stories in 1,000 Ways to Die are based on real deaths, some of them are based on urban legends. However, there are some stories that are nearly identical to the actual deaths.
Okay, I figured it was kind of like a based on true events. How like movie can just be like based on true events, and then just everything be made up.
Yeah,
like, I kind of figured it was that like.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of seems like it is.
The one that stood out to me was that guy banging this chick on like an electrical box, and apparently he had like a dick piercing or something, and it just vaulted both of them.
I actually remember that one.
Yeah, I do too. Because like I don't know, because I've been on and off about it for like years. I'm off of it now, but like. Of getting the Prince Albert.
But I'm back now.
I'm back, baby. That's how I'm gonna... Oh, fuck. What's Jamie Foxx's villain name? In
Electro?
Yeah, Electro. That's my origin story, becoming Electro. Just all my electric shocks come via the tip of my dick. You know how wild that is to control electricity?
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Because, like, some of the powers that they introduce is, like, it does one thing, but, like, if this person can do one thing, they can also do a multitude of other things. Like, being able to directly control electricity is one of the wildest fucking powers. Because, like, I've seen people who have made, like electric guns, but they shoot, like, very short distances, and they shoot in random directions. Like, you can't aim it at all, because electricity is just going to pretty much go wherever, I guess, the connection strongest for it to go. Mm-hmm. So, like, for them to be able to control where the electricity is going is, like an omega level of it. Like, Frozone.
Yeah.
Frozone would be, like, real life and omega level superhuman, because to be able to turn anything into ice and create ice, you're manipulating molecules. Mm-hmm. So, like, for me to just sit here and just be like, ice on that door, like, you're changing the molecular structure. Like, that is, like, a god level thing. But they're just like, he just uses it to slide around the city and shit. And they're just like, dude, he is a legitimate god in this world, and he's not aware.
You know what's the difference? That's like, if one of them got the power, they would be that. But if I got the power, I'd be sliding around, surfing around on the ice and shit.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, I would just be chilling. I didn't mean that.
You
I didn't
did.
mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I really did. Let's just cut this episode. But no, because I'm pretty sure, like, what was the biggest debate that me and you had with that? It was like, do you remember? It was me, you, and Bubba, and we had the debate on, like, Molecule Man versus somebody. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I think we argued about it for, like, an entire day.
Yeah. We usually just do that. We usually just pick topics to argue about for days.
Yeah. Stuff we really didn't know a lot about.
Or care at all.
Like, I'm willing to die over
this. We would just find a hill we were willing to die on.
Yeah, and mine apparently was Molecule Man.
Yeah, it was pretty much like, I think, for some reason, I think it was like Strongest Power. And it was like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
don't know what side you guys were on.
No. I think what it was is, what the fuck? What's it called when you can just move objects? Telekinesis. And I think that was the argument, is if changing molecule structure is telekinesis. Like, could you still move it?
That can't be, because that's obviously not a change of molecules, right?
And then I think that was the argument, is like, if you change them, you can move them. And I think that was our stand, where you were like, no, if you change them, they're still there. Like, but they're moving.
I don't know. Either I disagree with myself, or you're gaslighting me.
I'm very much just trying to remember an argument from, fucking 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, I was very strong on that argument. Like, I was very dedicated to one side, because I know I was pro-molecule, and I don't know what that fucking means. I've never met any man that's anti-molecule, but... Yeah, goddamn, I genuinely don't know what the fuck. Yeah.
It was some shit like that, though.
I'm pretty sure I was right. Like 90%.
Remembering back, I couldn't imagine I was wrong. I don't think I've ever been wrong when I look back on a memory. So I don't think this is where I start.
That's fair. I'm currently looking at what was the number one way to die on 1,000 Ways to Die.
Okay.
Well, because, like...
Screen Rant? Is that the website?
No.
Okay.
1000waystodie.fandom.com.
Wow. Even nerdier.
Yeah. I made this website. But I didn't know if it went, like... Did it rank it? Was it 1,000? I thought that 1,000 was just a random...
Yeah.
But, okay, I didn't know if there was, like, a special, this is the number one.
Oh, no. I think it's probably just, like a fan voting.
Okay, so, plot. A young Japanese couple named Hiroto and Sakura. I don't think I've ever seen a Japanese woman not be named Sakura, and it really pisses me off. Have been married for 7 years and are very much in love with each other. However, they do... Wait, what? Oh, they have never engaged in sexual activity, as both are too nervous to do so. One day, the two finally decide to set their anxieties aside and consummate their marriage. That evening, Hiroto returns home back from work, and the two take a drink of some plum wine.
Real quick. I don't remember this.
Shit.
I don't remember this episode.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, so far, this is all new to me.
Yeah, same. I would say I didn't like die hard watch every episode
Yes.
unless it involved like fucking a raccoon or something, apparently. But, yeah, so they drink some plum wine, gaining courage from consuming the alcohol. I just like this Popeye moment. They're just...
Instead of the fucking forearm, he drinks it. It's just...
It's cock.
Yeah.
The couple take it to the bedroom. This time, there is no holding back, as Hiroto and Sakura experience orgasms during their first and final occasion. I don't know why I read that like it was a plot twist. Like they die? And I'm like, oh wait, somebody has to fucking die. But do they both come their first time?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Their first and final occasion of sexual intercourse in their lives, after their simultaneous climax, they succumb to heart attacks and die peacefully in their sleep.
Heart attack doesn't sound like a peaceful death.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like they were asleep. Dude, are they like bees? What? How did they die? It's just all the nut build up over the years. It just fucking crushed their organs. He just blamed in her, and it was like that scene from Scary Movie. It just... like, that's wild.
That is wild.
I wonder how likely you are to, like, die from sex. And I don't mean the non-fun ways like AIDS. Like, that's just kind of a cheat code. Like, don't include AIDS statistics, but, like, how likely... am I to die during sex? Very no. In most cases, sudden death occurred during the sexual act with a prostitute. I don't like whenever they just clip a random part of the article and they're like, "This is where you're going to start your sentence."
It gets me every time.
It's fucking wild. The annual incidence of sudden cardiovascular deaths during sexual activity is estimated to be 0.2 out of 100,000 men.
Wow.
The risk for women is lower by a factor of 12.
So
they both died.
great odds.
Well, I guess they didn't die during sex.
Yeah.
I guess they had sex, fell asleep, and then had heart attacks.
That doesn't make sense. I think they're lying.
I think they're kind of full of fucking shit.
Plum joke? Plum wine joke?
Maybe it was the plum wine that fucking got to him.
I've never heard of plum wine.
Yeah, that's gross. I mean, you can kind of wine anything,
Yeah.
I guess.
Plum's just a weird one to pick.
What can't you wine? Is there like steak wine?
You ask me, I ask Google. What can't you wine? 6 foods that don't pair with wine?
Oh.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah, because you're probably getting like popcorn and shit on there.
The list isn't bad.
Yep.
Number 5, chocolate is a little weird.
I figured that would be like...
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
4 is Brussels sprouts. That makes sense.
Yeah.
3, blue cheese. Very much makes sense.
Ugh.
2, asparagus. 1, artichokes. So yeah, greens.
Yeah, greens in general kind of make sense. There's a lot on there that I feel like just should be on there.
Eggs.
Yeah, like hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, I don't...
I want to try that where I just soak my hard-boiled egg in some wine for a while. You ever see those like century-old eggs?
No.
Oh, they're like black. And they like age them beyond belief, but they do it with like pressure. Like they put a tremendous amount of pressure on this egg and then it just turns black. It's kind of like you know, my origin story. My parents just put so much pressure on me that I just am becoming black.
I don't know where to go from there, but I looked up what can't you make into wine. It says, can anything be turned into wine? And it doesn't say no. It's explaining how to make wine, but it doesn't say that you can't just turn anything into wine. So
okay.
Everything can be wine.
Dude, that's fucking fun. That is fun to think about.
I like the.
I'm gonna go get like a fucking what do you call it? Like a log of salami and just fucking wine it. I can't wait to just take an entire Subway sandwich and turn it into wine.
Hey baby, come over. We got.
What's wrong, baby?
You barely touched your Subway foot long wine.
I wonder how much wine that would actually turn into. Like, I wonder if like you like poured it out onto a table, if you could make it into like a foot long wine.
Baby, are you okay? You barely touched your steak and cheese on Italian herbs and cheese wine.
I can't wait for that diet trend to come around. If you just
Wine it.
whining everything. Oh, that's what a century-old egg looks like.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's not as gross as I thought it would be.
Well, it kind of
It
just
is,
looks
but-
like a chicken miscarriage.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I think they just fucking really compressed the shit out of it, and they're like, yeah, now it's going to taste older. So okay, I'd like to explain like where my mind goes to on certain things. So from this, I thought of just extreme compression for over 100 years, and I thought of Egyptians,
Okay.
and like them being mummified.
Yes.
A little bonus. Did you know that there used to be a lot more mummies? Yeah, there used to be a lot more mummies in the world until like Victorian British like rich people fucking ate them.
Ate them?
Yeah, because they believed that they had like some properties that would like help them like keep them younger and shit. So like a lot of the mummies that were discovered ended up being grinded up and ate by like the rich people of British, the old British people.
That is insane.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
We whites are a really weird just thing to happen to this world. Because there's so many things that we see, and we're just like, dude, I wonder if I could fucking eat that. Like, dude, I want to eat that so goddamn bad.
We should bring back animals to eat.
Well, like, people thought tomatoes were poisonous for the longest time, and then somebody was just like, dude, I want to fucking eat that. Like, I don't care. I want to eat that goddamn tomato.
I'm gonna fucking prove them.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, if I was born into this world and somebody told me, like Rice Krispies are poisonous, I'd be like, dude, I'm just not going to eat a fucking Rice Krispie for, like, pretty much ever.
Like 30 years, and then I gotta try it.
Yeah, I'll at least give it 30 years, and then I'm like, dude, you know what? If I die via Rice Krispie, who gives a shit?
It's gotta be worth it, right?
Like, no, we're just wild. We just see all these kind of animals, and we're like, dude, they're really majestic. I want to fucking eat it and then turn it into a rug. Like, man, that lion's cool as shit. I want to wear it on my head. And so, maybe a full circle moment, but maybe that's just like me wanting to bash a random office coworker is just kind of an ancestral thought that I'd get, you know?
Yeah.
And then turn them into a rug. And then have the entire office act like everything's cool.
So I looked up weirdest wines, because I was still on that.
Yeah.
And...
Please tell me nobody took our hard-boiled egg wine.
No. In the middle of one of the ones, it popped up McRib ad, and I was like, no way, there's a McRib wine.
The McWine.
But they're all, like, tame. Like,
That's bullshit.
Yeah, like, the number one is rose petal wine. Like, that's
really
weird.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't know
like,
you could. I wonder how good that is. I mean, not gonna lie, that's kind of getting me.
yeah, but then, like, coffee-flavored wine. Like, it's weird, but, like...
I would try the shit out of that.
Yeah, but it's not, like, odd on the salami, pumpkin wine, cake-flavored wine, jalapeno wine is where I'm like, that's weird.
That's interesting.
Beer wine hybrids is
That's the trashiest
trashy.
shit I've ever heard.
And,
It's like exclusively at NASCAR events.
yeah, and then bonus, wine made from grapes grown in space.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, super cool. But not McRibs.
I like the idea if someone just walking by this house could read minds and immediately they would know that you're like thinking about like McRib wine, and I'm thinking about random hard-boiled egg placements.
You're thinking about bashing my head with my computer.
Like, I wonder how much damage I could do to this man with a hard-boiled egg. But no, because like we went to an Italian restaurant yesterday, and the review said like the baked lasagna was the fucking shit. So I was like, all right, I'll get the baked lasagna.
Of course. And
I was reading on the menu, and the last thing it said, because I was doing the regular shit, like it was like, oh, it's a baked piece of fucking lasagna that has like really good beef, ricotta, mozzarella, and a hard-boiled egg. And I was like, what? Like, where is this hard-boiled egg? And I was just wanting to imagine a restaurant that I could potentially open where everything is garnished with a hard-boiled egg. Like, just a regular piece of lasagna, and it has, like, 3 hard-boiled eggs around it. And they're like, well, what am I supposed to do? Do I dip it in the lasagna? I'm like, I don't care, man.
You eat how you want to eat.
Take them home. Sit them on your desk, paperweights. Like, It's Always Sunny. But I'm like, yeah, just do whatever you want, man. I mean, they're yours. You could order more and then just turn them into a fucking necklace of boiled eggs. They're your eggs, man. You can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
Then you want to do some press. I don't know what audience we're going to obtain after a hard-boiled egg themed restaurant pitch.
Yeah. Do you think the hard-boiled egg restaurant is better than the tattoo shop bar and grill?
It's got to be a lot safer, cleaner.
Yeah, the tattoo shop bar and grill was a wild idea of ours.
It's kind of like the turducken of our thought processes, because we're just like, man, all these things I'm really interested in, what if we just fucking jammed them together and just made them one very, very unsafe place?
Yeah.
Because you're definitely leaving with an infection of some kind. Whether it's, just a cook is coming over and doing your tattoo and getting like chicken grease in your fucking open wound.
I love the idea of them just tattooing and then just flipping the burger.
No way that hasn't happened at Waffle House, right? I mean, top 10 restaurants that you could also get a tattoo at, Waffle House has to be number 1.
I don't know why I was about to look it up. I don't think that article exists.
Are you fucking... Dude, you know how long Watch Mojo's been out?
Yeah,
I guarantee you they have a 2-part series on it. I guarantee you there's multiple Waffle House locations that you could get a fucking tattoo at.
Yeah, that's fair.
And just get fucking pieced up at a Waffle House. Yeah. I've never been there and just like genuinely...
Felt safe.
That and to the same degree, but just like not felt entertained.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I went to like a local WWE event every time I walk into a Waffle House. It's fucking great, man.
Yeah.
That and indies. And we've talked about the kind of folklore behind indies at this point, and it's like scary mythological background.
It's great.
Oh yeah, top tier shit, dude. The more unsafe I feel at an indies, I mean, it's
the better the indies.
Yeah, because there's this one indies I went to, and I felt like moderately safe, and I left like I think I got food poisoning. So,
it's not the same.
Yeah, it's a risk still, but I'd rather take the risk of like I might get fucking stabbed. Yeah,
stabbed, mugged, something, but.
Yeah, but like I don't want food poisoning.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to also be sick later. Like I'll take my stabbing now and finish my chicken, because what that chicken's going to do to my like intestines is a lot worse than what that dude's doing with his fucking blade. I promise. It is a food that I'm willing to take the consequence of every time. Like I am 300% sure that this food's going to fuck me up for like the better part of a week. It's going to hurt to sit down and shit to the point where like I think I need one of those inflatable donut rings to sit on. I might be eating it wrong, but I know this is going to happen every time, and I've never met someone who it doesn't happen to, but they're just like, you got to do it, man.
Yeah.
It's just, and they're like, yeah, we know they have the non-spicy option, but dude, come on.
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, you're going there, you're risking your life, you might as well get the spicy one.
Of course. But yeah, I guess we can do some promo real quick. Like, subscribe, rate, review on like Spotify, Apple. That helps a lot. And
Yep.
thank you if you made it this far into the episode.
We really don't understand it, but we really get it. There's been I don't know who this is targeted towards, except like people who grew up on Spike TV.
Yeah, we've been a lot of Spike TV. Like, this has been our content lately.
I feel it, man. I feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the person that I think that becomes, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. Like, do you ever see that experiment of that dude who took his child and like raised it alongside a monkey, and he treated them the exact same?
No.
Yeah, and he, way too late, but like I think at the age of 8, he was just like, okay, it's getting a little out of control. Like, they're acting very weird. Like, my kid is doing monkey shit, and you're like, that dude, that's what you was wanting to see.
Yeah.
So he stopped it, and then I think like 13 years later, that kid killed himself.
Oh.
Grown up killed himself 13 years later.
Yeah.
But I want to do that, but I want to take 2 kids. And what's crazier is because, like, not that it's okay if it's somebody else's kid, but like, he had a kid to do this to.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like, I'm going to have a kid and raise him with a fucking monkey because I want to.
Yeah.
It's my kid.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell me to not do it? But I want to have 2 kids.
Yeah. It also drastically changes on, like, what kind of monkey. Like, is it a gorilla, a chimpanzee?
I don't know. It just looked like one of those like cute little house monkeys. That didn't sound okay. As it left my mouth, that did not sound okay.
Yeah, you can't.
Don't bleep it either. It's going to sound a lot worse. But it just, I don't know what kind, because they're not orangutans, but they look like small orangutans.
That'd be sick, except for they're super violent and gigantic.
And they're really smart, dude.
Yeah, but like having a pet would be so sick for just like until it kills you.
Yeah, dude. That's what's kind of fucked about bears. Because I've never seen a bear that I don't want to fucking hug. But I'm like, I might get a hug in for like a second, and then it would just viciously maul me to death. But they're just, dude, like, my PlayStation profile picture of that fat bear just waving.
Ready for the bread?
Dude, that is genuinely my favorite video ever. Except that dude's fucking spine just, like, winking. That's genuinely the funniest shit I've ever seen. But like that bear, like that dude just waving at the bear, and the bear just being like, "Yeah, hey, I'm ready. Like, come on!" And he just perfectly tosses it, and it just best shit ever.
Nothing will ever beat the video of the bear hitting the Muhammad shuffle and then back kicking or spinning back kick that guy. That's my favorite video of all time.
Yeah, top 10 non-fake videos ever made. That
No,
one's definitely number 1. I'm refusing to believe that's anything but 100% real.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? All right. He wants to be on the podcast so bad.
No, he can. If he just comes over here.
Yeah. He just doesn't. He's nervous, man.
I get it.
Yeah.
He'll be on soon.
We're talking about a small dog over there, not that there's just like a small human crawling over there and like, oh, he wants to be on podcast so bad. Too bad he has to escape the basement first. But in the same spirit, I want to have 2 kids and raise one of them completely on like
Spike TV.
Yes. Yeah, one completely on Spike TV and
one
like
completely on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the opposite. It
Yeah.
has to be Disney Channel, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that would be like the exact opposite. But yeah, one just purely Spike TV and the other. The Spike TV one I know is going to become a violent psychopath.
Or just love Andrew Tate.
That's what I said.
And love Andrew Tate, I guess.
I just said. Yeah, no, I kind of wanted to see how that happens. I think have I talked about it on here where the dude named his kid like winner and loser. Did I ever talk about that?
I think you have, but I don't remember it, so say it again.
Okay, so this dude legitimately just kind of, I guess, just a fucking menace to society was like, I'm going to have 2 sons. They're the exact same age. I'm going to name this one Winner and this one Loser. And Winner ends up becoming like a violent drug addict.
Makes sense.
And Loser becomes a cop.
Oh.
Yeah, and he changes his name.
Yeah, of course.
Winter kept his because I would fucking keep that too.
That's a cool name. It's a lot of pressure, and I bet that's what it comes down to. But,
Well, I mean, yeah, because like you could look at it as like loser.
I'm changing the last name being Winnington as well, or something. Just Win as well. This just their whole name has to be Win.
Well, dude, that's why I really appreciate people who have like not a horrible name to overcome, and they end up being great. Like I think the shining example is Golden Tate.
Yeah.
Because I think it was even a Key and Peele skit.
Yeah.
Where they was like, that dude could not grow up to be a fucking janitor. It was like, you know how much pressure that is? Like, his name is Golden. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never just sat down and thought about his name being Golden. But it is, because I was just always like, oh, Golden Tate. Like, you know, it's just a person. But, like, that's his, as far as I know, that's like his legitimate name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking awesome. But, like, when you're born into the world with the name Loser, you probably have a lot you want to overcome.
Yeah.
And so, I guess becoming a cop and just getting to act out all those aggressions to the world is probably the prime spot to be.
What about the name Dakotaist? That's her first name. Middle name is To Ever Do It, and then last name Crawford. But
I just really like the idea that dude's name is actually Dakota. And he's like, you know, no. Dakotaist.
it's Dakotaist.
Legal name?
I think his legal name is Dakotaist Crawford. I don't think it's To Ever Do It. This is his middle name, but I think that's like, I guess his nickname. But
yeah,
his name is Dakotaist. He actually he's a college football player now, and he got sponsored by a AC company, like an air conditioner.
Oh, that's
company.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, but then I was like, oh, the coldest. That actually makes a lot of
like
good sense.
If you want Dakotaist,
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool one.
But
that's probably my favorite name. I think, at least up there for one of the best names I've ever heard.
How much do you like your own name?
Brenden?
Yes.
It's not cool.
I'm assuming Brenden.
Cool.
It's like, no, my actual name is like Timothy. They call me Brenden for short.
Which one do you know me as?
Shit.
I like it. I wish it was more like weird. Like
Yeah.
I like the weird. I've really grown to love weird fucking names. Like I feel like mine's just like it doesn't stand out in any way.
Zanzibar.
That would be fucking crazy. I couldn't imagine trying to spell it.
Rock.
But like I was thinking of like Saint.
Yeah, Saint Kron. That sounds
Kron.
pretty cool. Because Kron's solid. Kron is solid as shit.
I really like short names.
You know what's shitty about Kron though?
What?
Your ability to spell the band Korn out of it.
Yeah,
It's like perfect. It's like they just jumbled it up.
Yeah, a lot of people do it. They just call me Corn sometimes. I'm like,
that's
no.
horse shit, dude.
Yeah, I know. They fuck it up.
At least you don't get like Crabble or Crabapple.
Crab
I have
apple.
legitimately gotten Crabapple.
Ray Crabapple is still my.
It is the worst version of me.
It's still my favorite.
It's like Bizarro version of me. Goddamn Ray Crabapple. And
do you like your name?
I really do. I think I've really grown to appreciate it.
Yeah,
because
like the name Roy is pretty cool.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like it could be turned into like a cool nickname at any point. You know, like I don't know. For a weird while, like
I wonder how many viewers are like, "Who the fuck's Roy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Rex is Roy.
Oh shit, he's schizophrenic. He's schizophrenic with urges to bash people's head in. You know, this video is probably a red flag anyways. Like, years later, they're going to watch this video and be like, oh yeah, that is the same dude who just got out of his car in the middle of 65 and just beat people to death. Like, I actually
not
just
just
saw that
random
coming.
people, but the person who caused all the traffic.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what would happen. Officer, I was right. That's exactly what I thought would happen. But no, I've really grown to appreciate Roy. Mm-hmm. And for its uniqueness, to this day, dude, it's funny as shit because there's this guy at my work whose name is actually Roy and his middle name's Tommy, and like he's went by Roy his entire life, and like he's worked there before I did, mm-hmm. but like he worked there after my dad started there, and you know my dad goes by Roy.
Yeah,
he told him to stop going by Roy. And nobody at work fucking calls him Roy anymore. They call him Tommy.
Oh my God.
Because, like, I've talked to him about that, and he was like, yeah, it's crazy. He was like, because all of my friends call me Roy. So he was like, it was really, really weird to get used to.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because he was like, people would say Tommy. He was like, purely because your dad made them. And he was like, I would have no idea who the fuck they're talking to for a second. Because like, it just wouldn't register. It'd be like if someone, I guess not with me, because my middle name's Langley.
Yeah.
And if somebody just said Langley, I'd be like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are they talking to? But yeah, he was just like, I just had to go by a completely different name. And he was like, in my personal life, I still go by Roy.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that is fucking weird. And I was like, I'm glad he didn't do that to me, too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I am Roy here. You'll go by, like, the second or something. Or God forbid.
Junior.
God forbid they start calling me fucking Junior. But we already have a junior in our work.
Oh, okay.
And he looks like a junior. Like, he's super into NASCAR. He's got a fucking beer gut. He had a mullet. That's Junior.
Yeah.
That's who I picture when I picture a junior. Like, the type of guy who he is just full diabetic. Like, he is diabetes. And he has one of the automated insulin pumps that, like, reads his levels and will just pump insulin to him.
Yeah.
And, like, he was telling me about this weekend. He went out to the lake, and they was, they was going to drink, like, vodka and Red Bull. So you would think as a guy with diabetes, you would be the one in charge of picking up the Red Bulls. Yeah. But he got the vodka, and the other dude picked up Red Bull. Well, he fucked up and didn't get the sugar-free. And so he just said, he went, and then just upped his insulin by, like, 200%. And was like, okay. I was like, dude. I was like, I don't know shit about diabetes, but that cannot be how that works. And he was like, I felt horrible when I got back home. But he was like, I'm still here. I was like, dude, you look horrible. I was like, I don't know how you looked before that weekend because I didn't know you, but did you always look like this? Like, because if not, your body might still be taking its toll from that fucking horrific weekend. And he drinks a shit ton. He's like one of those people that, like, he will try to outdrink no matter who's beside him, just out of pure toxic masculinity. And I respect that, but, like, I'll do the same, but, like, I'll order pina coladas, too. They're like, oh, no way, you're out drinking me straight whiskey. I'll get pina coladas, and I'll out-drink you under the fucking table. Like a man do. Remember, we all went out for work, and, like, people was getting drinks, and, I was kind of in a fruity mood. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just get a pina colada. And, everybody made fun of me. I was like, I don't fucking care. Yeah. And then, like, our fucking waiter started to join in. And because the next time he came around, like, he didn't say anything, like, directly to me. But next time he came back, he was like, you want whipped cream on it? And I was like, sure. He's like, you want extra? And I was like, everybody else was, like, laughing. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I want all the goddamn whipped cream in that bottle in there. I was like, fuck you, dude. I was like, oh, I'm gay for liking whipped cream. Like, fuck you, man. Like, you guys sell it. Yeah. Whatever, you fucking pussy. I probably had, like, whipped cream on my face, too. As I was saying, like, you got a fucking problem with it, man? We just promoted, didn't we?
Yeah.
Dude, one of the funniest things I think I've heard recently was my wife watching the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein, and shit. And he said he got in trouble with Babbel, the language app, because they don't do pre-recorded ones. And so they was just talking about, like, Andrew Tate and, like, sex trafficking and shit. And he was like, you know what helps if you are in a sex trafficking situation? Knowing the language. Sign up for Babbel, and and he said they didn't completely pull it, but they was like, dude, you have to take a break between that. So, like, he made a joke of it the next time. It took, like, literally a 5-minute silence period between the ad. And I was like, dude, that is fucking wild. Just go straight into that. And he was just like, I'm making your ad more entertaining. Yeah. He's like, if anything, I feel like we should be getting paid more to do this.
I love that level of just, no, I'm always right.
Just like, what's wrong with that? How is this negatively affecting your company?
Yeah. What music have you been listening to?
Okay. I didn't know if that was the timer one. As of last night, it kind of went fucking wild last night because I went true into shuffle mode again. Yeah. But
yeah, I'm obviously getting a Witcher song of the week.
Yes,
But,
yes. Yeah, way to fucking ruin it. I don't want to talk about it. But, so, the most recently, it's been kind of my favorite songs of Griselda, which was weird. I think I just heard one of those randomly, and I just dove really hard into those 3 specific songs of 5 to 50, 4 Things.
4 Things isn't Griselda. That's...
Well, no, but just Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Not just Griselda, but like that sound.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Of, I guess, mainly Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
And then One Way Flight.
Yes.
Which I fucking love.
Them.
Yeah, and then I found out they're beefing, and just absolutely breaks my fucking heart.
It still is just so wild that, like, I've not seen a single person be like, oh, I can't wait for the music out of this. Everyone is just saying, please don't do it.
Yeah, because, I mean, nobody fucking wins in that. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the, like, it kind of how we talked about, like, the Drake and Kanye beef.
Yeah.
Because, like, to a certain degree, it was pretty entertaining to see, but at a certain point, we're just like, dude, as fans, we're losing. Like, we're just losing out on potential music. And, you know, I wouldn't say a diehard Benny the Butcher and Freddie Gibbs fan.
Yeah.
I am more of a fan of Freddie Gibbs and Benny, but I still really like them both. But, I mean, yeah, that's just lost opportunity. And I know for them as people, it dives a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, you know, me being a consumer, that's pretty much the only thing I care about. But, and before that, I was going through a country kick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, because I had my phone on shuffle in the car, and Springsteen by Eric Church came on. And my wife was like, holy shit, I didn't know you listen to Eric Church. I was like, holy shit, I don't. I was like, I have this song. I was like, I really don't, you know, really dive into that shit. But she told me that, like, a lot of the reason... Because, like, she grew up more country than I did.
Yeah.
So she has listened to a lot more country than I have. She knows a lot more country music. And she's like, well, the biggest reason I don't listen to country a lot anymore is because, like, I thought you hated it. And I was like, in all fairness, I was like, my biggest complaints about music is probably, like, modern day country.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan.
No, it's the biggest sellout that I think you can go to.
Yeah.
Because, like, country in its roots are very, very blue collar, but at a certain point, you really can't help it. Because, like, you're going to get money, you're going to get more successful, and you're going to lose touch of that guy who was, like, you know, 9-to-5 job, going to random bars and fucking ugly fat women, and just, now you're rich, and you're probably not having to do that unless you just specifically want to. but yeah, so it's just a lot of the country stars I've liked at one point have just massively declined over the years. And so I think it's a really hard genre for me to grasp onto. Because, like, with rap and shit, these motherfuckers are, like, broke. And they're still singing like they're rich. And then they get money. And now they are rich. And they're just like, I am still making the same exact music.
Yeah.
But I have better production.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gets better, you could argue. But... yeah, so I've just been on somewhat of a country kick because, you know, she's just been listening more country because I guess she got... because she knows I like country, but she was like, I literally thought you just listened to, like, Conway Twitty for 2 hours. And then, you know, just cried. Yeah. And I was like, I still do that. But I was like... I
can do both.
Yeah. I was like, I really do like country. And I think it's... because, like, I don't know, like, growing up here, a lot of our parties growing up were, like, country... kind of oriented. Like, I don't know with you, but like a lot of the places I would go to, if there's always like a bonfire out back, or it's like in a field or something. Like, that's a lot of the part. Or like there's a bunch of people with their pickup trucks parked around and people like sitting on them. And like, I was never a part of that, but like that's just kind of where you ended up.
Yeah. I was pretty fortunate I would usually take aux.
Yeah. Yeah, I would usually fight for that.
Yeah, I would usually take aux, and then I would play music I liked.
Yeah.
So I didn't really listen to too much country at those parties, but they definitely...
recently, what I've been wanting to do is, like... because, like, I know a good amount of country songs, but I don't know enough to, like, curate a whole playlist that would last more than probably an hour or so. Because, like, there's a lot of country music I like, but for this specific theme of, like, having people over and, like, playing music... like, some of the country music I like wouldn't really translate well to, like, aux You know, people were, but like, I would like to have people over and like just country music for the night. Yeah, because there's a lot of country music I like that's like, I think it's like fun. Like, Mr. Lonely is probably like one of the funnest songs I've heard like in the past few years, and it's like, it's pretty fucking country, but it's really, it's like the fucking, I love like sleazy country music. I think that's my fucking favorite. I think that's like, I blame Conway Twitty for it 100%, but like the sleazy, just like I'm country, but I want to fuck. You know, like that's my thing. Cause I'm like, well, that's kind of where I grew up. You know, like I kind of grew up in somewhat country. I do want to fuck. You know, I do. I just want that. Yeah. So I just hold on to that music, but I don't know. I think that'd be pretty fucking cool, but. I don't like the traditional country people, like Luke Combs and shit. I think those are too, like, stereotypical country voice. Yeah. You know?
I just don't really like a lot of country. Like, the country I really like, but it's just so far in between.
Yeah, same. I don't like the, like, bigger ones. Like, Keith Urban, like I just said, Luke Combs. I really don't like a lot of Eric Church's stuff. I do love Springsteen, though. Mm-hmm. But because I'm pretty sure that was on our like list of like best songs of
whatever year it came out.
Yeah, was it year or like was it a like wasn't decade, right?
No, it would have been year.
Okay,
I'm assuming. But
we need to start doing that shit again. I can't remember where we left off on the fucking years bracket.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, well, we had to double check.
Yeah, but did I even say my song of the week yet?
You've not.
Oh, Achy Breaky Heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I fucking love that song. It came on at work last week, and I swear to God, I think I listened to it 16 times in a row before I changed it, before somebody, like, stopped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love that song. Genuinely never heard another song by Billy Ray Cyrus, obviously outside of, like, Old Town Road.
Yeah.
But like a genuine, Billy Ray Cyrus. Because, I mean, he is kind of like the face of One Hit Wonder.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've just never questioned that at all. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. What about you?
So, not at all close to the same type of music.
Yeah, it's been a very weird couple of weeks.
I listened to Future again. His entire album. Listened to the shit out of it. I re-listened to the Joey Badass album 2000 because I feel like I listened to 1999 a lot more than 2000, but I also think it's better.
Yeah.
Something that stood out to me, this isn't my song of the week, but Head High, he talks about meeting X for the first time because I forgot that they were cool.
Oh, yeah, they have a song that I really like together.
Infinity 888? Yeah, because I downloaded it, the one on X's project.
No, I don't even think it's that one. I think it's like on SoundCloud or something.
Maybe. They have a lot. They have like a good amount of music together.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. So, like, hearing him talk about X, I was like, how did I miss this?
Doesn't J.I.D. and Joey have a song together?
Yes. Yeah, he's on the album. He's on Joey's new album.
Because I think J.I.D. drops, like, a Madara lyric or something. Or, no, I think Joey drops, like, a Naruto line.
He might, but...
And a Harry Potter line.
Yeah, he's kind of a nerd.
And a Mortal Kombat line.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
God damn.
Yeah, he's sick.
Fuck.
But... the two things that I've been doing lately is I've been trying to, like, listen to different music, like music I haven't heard out of those.
Okay, yeah.
Outside of those, or I've been listening to, like, music I haven't listened to in a while. So, like, I went back and listened to So Much Fun by Young Thug. It's like a throwback. But Offset dropped a new album, or a new song called 54321, produced by Baby Keem. That song's fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
I listened to a new artist that I've never heard of, Saint Motel. Their song Sweet Talk, love it. But my song of the week is from an artist I've never heard before. They only have 3 songs. I have all 3 of their songs saved on my phone. Love all 3. My favorite is Kiss City from Blonde Shell.
I saw you post that.
Yeah.
And I was going to look into it, but then I really just think I did it. But yeah, because I just like that name of both of those things.
Blonde Shell.
Yeah.
But yeah, she only has 3 songs out. And I love all 3 of her songs. So I was like, this is great. This is a cool new artist to hear.
Yeah. It always just... I don't know why I have such like an anxiety about like whenever a movie I like drops a sequel, or like how we felt with Phil with Miniature Tigers. We just went through and literally listened to Tell It to the Volcano again. But like I always get worried about listening to their other projects, because like I hold the first one to such high esteem that I'm like, I feel like I won't, even if this next project is really good, I feel like I won't be able to fully appreciate it, because I'll just be like, well, this.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
this is...
Cigarettes After Sex? Is that way?
Yeah, because, I mean, that album, which is, I think, just self-titled.
Yeah.
That is, like, a perfect album to me.
It's really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's seriously
it's fucking
top 10 albums, and we heard it a while back, and it really hasn't phased out of that top 10 for me.
No.
I mean, it's one of those albums when I listen to it, just... That's really what I want to listen to from, you know, for the next hour or so.
Yeah.
I think the one that stands out to me is like Blonde. I legitimately think Blonde's my favorite album of all time. I think it has such a good mixture of things, and like I think it's... Did an anniversary just happen with Blonde or something?
I believe so.
Like it's been 5 years or something that it's came out?
Yeah, I guess it would be. It was a 2016 project, I believe.
Oh, so like, yeah. So like 6-7 years maybe. But like, I don't know why, but I've been seeing a lot of Blonde shit. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know if it was like a big milestone, like a 5 or a 10 or something. I know it's definitely not 10.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure it's a 2016 project, because it came out the same year as Life of Pablo.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Percy Headrest dropped their album that year.
Yeah. Yeah, so that sounds right.
Yeah, 2016 should be the year.
But I've been seeing just so much shit about it recently that honestly didn't even know, like, before then. Like, I just heard that Kendrick had a verse.
Yeah.
I knew that Kanye has a, like, word in that album, which I didn't fucking know. And I didn't know Night was the exact middle point of the album, and it just differentiates the day and night. Mm-hmm. And it's just a different part of the album now.
Yeah.
And Andre 3000's inclusion is just fucking beautiful.
He just is so great.
He is, man. He makes me feel so bad for him in that song.
I still hope. I'm still extremely hopeful that we get a full project. Solo project. I don't, at this point, I'm thinking we're not going to. I think I finally have settled with that, but I'm still pretty hopeful.
It's weird. My, I don't know, I guess my, relationship with him, because, he's someone that I really, really like, but he also seems like someone who is, really, really at peace not doing music anymore, so I'm kind of like, you know what, don't.
But he does it every now and then.
He does.
Cool.
Yeah, he'll pop up every once in a while, which, I mean, post prime, so I mean, obviously I'd say prime for him, it would be Outkast, Speaker Box Love Below. I feel like maybe mainstream, that's his prime. That's his career success wise, that's his prime.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he probably handles it the fucking best. Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of people that they just keep talking after their success, and they ruin their own image, and it makes, I can't help but think about it every time, Paul Pierce. We've talked about Paul Pierce multiple times.
Yeah.
He's someone that needed to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you can have, a post-career after your career and still be fine. Charles Barkley. I don't look at him any different.
Shaq.
Shaq, it's hard to believe he was a basketball player.
Yeah.
He actually played basketball, but
great.
Yeah, and genuinely, I think without debate, the most physically dominating force.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to think about him playing basketball, but I don't think any less of his career. But Paul Pierce, I will fucking undermine him on every achievement now, just because the way he's talked shit about LeBron, the way he's talked shit about Dwayne Wade, and I'm just you just don't have to do these things. Kanye is kind of doing that for me. Don't get me wrong, still My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, easily a top 5 album for me.
Yeah,
and I can listen to it without any bias.
Yeah,
but his new shit that he's on, where he's just mentioning some of the stupid shit he's doing and saying, you're just dude, just kind of just do your own, not tell him how to live his life.
Yeah, for me, Kanye's a little different because he's always had antics.
Yeah, he has,
and that's why it doesn't bother me. Because it just feels like It's new antics.
Well, now it just feels like pushed drama.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't love what he's doing by any damn means, but it doesn't affect me as much as a lot of other people. And it could just be that he's my favorite artist of all time. Probably helps that. But
I like the way Charlemagne put it when he talked to him, because he said he felt
every
like
clip from Charlemagne I've ever seen.
I do too. The dude's fucking great. He is wild as shit. He is wild as shit.
Did you see him interviewing Magic Johnson? That's got to be the funniest clip I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, he's wild.
Yeah,
he's a genuinely wild and wildly horny guy.
Yeah.
Just viciously horny all the time. But whenever he was talking to Kanye about like how he feel like he's doing different with his antics now versus back then, because he was like, back then I felt like you was starting drama for a cause. Like whenever you was like on the fucking show with the dude who fucking voices Shrek, and
that's so disrespectful to him. That's so disrespectful.
He was on there with Austin. In all fairness, I think he did say Michael Myers, but I just think it's a lot funnier. It's he was on the TV with Austin Powers, and then that's when you decided to voice off and say like George Bush hates black people. Like he's like, I felt like he was doing cause, but now it just feels like you're pushing drama for sales. Like it feels like you're watching the lead up to a Logan Paul fight, or like more specifically Jake Paul fight.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, like at this point in your life, like I know maybe mental illness side, but like you should be. I want to see you doing better. Like that was the whole thing with Tyson that upset me. It was like him going back into his like crazy mode, getting ready for Roy Jones, and like as a pretty big fan of him, I didn't realize the fucking what do they call that? The shrine that I'm slowly accumulating of him.
I like it.
Oh, I do too. I fucking love it. Shrine's gonna be here next week, but like I don't know. It's kind of sad to not see those people who are past their prime, but they're just not at peace. Like that's what upset me about seeing him go crazy, because we just heard from his last Rogan appearance is that he was just happy, everything was great, he had his own weed farm, he was just like, everything's great, I have a good connection with my family, and he was like, whenever I would work out, I would turn into a violent psychopath, and then he's like, hey, I'm working out again.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, oh no.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But that's why I just like hearing less from people.
Yeah.
I guess why Achy Breaky Heart is my song of the week. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing most of the time. I connect things that are just like very barely connected.
Yeah.
And so
it happens.
Yeah. I'm here.
It works.
Yeah.
And that's been Jammin'.